Guava. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you here. Good morning. Yeah, it's still morning. Good morning. How you doing? This is just a check-in. I'm checking in to see if everybody is okay. This has been a crazy week. How you doing, Adric? How you doing? Hey, Ashley. How you doing? Ashley Williams in the house. Let's see. Robert, the Night's Way. Garden and Life, how you doing? Q Dub J, Homesteader Rachel, Old McMoney, Protected by Universe Gardening, okay. Coco, C. Francis, Shamira, Yamimia, how you doing? Brown Sugar, Crafty Leo, how you doing, my sister? It's funny you here because I was just watching one of your videos uh, the other night. It was an old video, but I was watching. What's going on, everybody? Okay, B Ford. I just bought a power station yesterday. What kind, B Ford? Charlotte, how you doing? Talisha, Sandra, Chevenly, how you doing? Miss Fitz, good morning. Good morning. How you doing, Zane? Nay, how you doing? Shirley Starks, Black, how you doing? San Oasis, Kim, how you doing? All right. Thank you, 10. Let me see. All right. This is today just a check in. This is just a check in. The weather, how you doing, Tommy? The weather has been a mess all week. I've been out here on Freedom Acres, and Lady Led was kind of stuck here. Hey, Unbiased, what's going on, my sister? Lady Led was kind of stuck out here, and she had to go and do something and leave from here. So that was chaotic. How you doing, VM? The storm that hit Texas, what I say is 500 degrees there. It's 500 degrees here too. That storm that hit Texas. Some of that hit us here on Freedom Acres. East the Island, never seen a drop of water. But here on Freedom Acres, I've been kind of stuck. And we went through it. I ain't gonna lie. I just want to make sure everybody is okay because I've been paying attention to, hey, TLC in the garden. I've been paying attention to the news and what's going on in Texas. I am not about to talk politics at all. Like at all. I'm not gonna even touch on it. Okay? Because no type of preparation besides your health was going to help any of those people with anything. Yeah, thank you, Unbiased. It tore up a lot of stuff out here. As a matter of fact, I can kind of show you what I've been doing. I took the tractor out and I cleared out 2 different patches that I have to go. I'm going to go and cut 2 of these trees down because after this storm, I got one tree leaning like this, kind of got me nervous, and I don't want it to hit the cabin or nothing. So I took the tractor and cleaned out all the woods around it and everything. So that's what I've been doing. I've been gone a couple days, but that's what I've been doing. Cleaning up. Old McMoney, crazy windy here every time. Wind is, man, that's crazy. Crafty Leo, our weather has been wacky here too. I I don't have any words, but you know, I was going to release a video. Thank you, Sandra Gillard. I was going to release a video, but I didn't. I'm gonna touch on it and tell you what it was about, and then you know, let me see. Unbiased. Zane said we all good up north, just hot and raining. Okay. Unbiased question. After experiencing this storm, how comfortable are you with the way you have Freedom Acres set up? That is an excellent question, Unbiased. Excellent question. Excellent question. It made me go out there and clean up the woods, and I'm going to take the tree line back. I'm going to cut the tree line back at least another 15 to 20 feet. Because if one of these trees happen to topple over and hit the cabin, you know, I ain't no running away from that, you know, especially in the middle of the night. So I got a big tree. I got a big tree right outside this window. Let me show you, just real quick. I got a big tree right outside this window. You see it? This big mamma jamma right here is a big old, what they call them, gum tree. It's a big gum tree. I'm taking that out. I left it there because, you know, it gives me a little bit of shade on top of this rooftop, this metal roof. But screw that. Because if that mug topple over and crunch me like a potato chip, then who cares if the cabin is hot or cold? So leave the hardwoods lit. No, don't do that, okay? Let's not do that. Okay. We can even turn this video into bullshit. Yeah, it's a sweet gum tree. Let out them gumball thing, them little spike balls. I want to say this. After you really live out here like this, and you really be out here 24/7. Let me get in here real quick. The difference between some of these TikTok style videos, if you thinking about purchasing some land, hell, if you thinking about purchasing a house, it's stuff that you can't tell people in 3 minutes or less. You can't tell people the truth in 3 minutes. You can't do it. And I keep on telling folks, oh, they say, Led, your video's too long. I'm like, I really just don't care. Because it takes 3 minutes to lie. Truth takes a long time. Come on now, tell me the truth. But if I'm lying, when you trying to explain the truth to somebody, you need to start from the beginning, give them the middle, and give them the end. So they have no doubt that your word is your bond. When you do a quick little 3-second, 30-second, 1 minute video and trying to convince people that this is a good or a bad thing, damn it, that's some bullshit. Listen, some people is real good at it, and they do give you the information in that 30 seconds. But all the stuff that you really need to accomplish that is cut out. You can't do it. You can't. And see, that's why everybody is failing at so much stuff. Now, I know this video wasn't supposed to take this turn, but it's the truth. That's why everybody keep failing at so many things and so many ventures that they're trying to do, is because they think their life is supposed to happen in 30 seconds, 1 minute or less, and they keep okay. Ooh, I've watched 3 videos, at least 3. It's been more than 3. 3 definite. I've watched 3 videos of 3 people, 2 young ladies, 1 young man, packing up, moving off their land that they had purchased, and they've been living on the land. One girl was out there for 3 years. One girl says she's been out there for like a year and a half. The young man said he's been doing it for 5 years. They're leaving. Once you start watching one of those videos, they all start getting in your algorithm. So I watched several of them. Let me tell you something. Every last one of these people that said, I'm leaving the off-grid life, and it wasn't clickbait, it was real deal. Let me tell you something. All of them had this same, I'm not going to say weird, all of them had this same vibe. They wore kind of like the same hairdo, and they got the same little earrings in the nose and the same little dreadlocks and the same everything about them. The vibe that they give is, don't like wearing no shoes out of doors and want to build houses out of goat shit and straw and broken bottles. Each and every last one of these 3 people that I watched was doing that same weird, nonsensical bullshit. I hate leaving, the guy say. I hate leaving because I spent so much time building my, whatever they call it, mud hut, and it took so much doo-doo from between me and the goats, and it took so much time and energy, and we're just tired. Dude, you built a hut out of doo-doo? Okay, I don't know where people getting this shit from, but that is so fake. If you wasn't born in a doo-doo hut, you think you gonna hit the age of like 30 and all of a sudden think that you want to just go live in a doo-doo hut? Now, there are some people that live in doo-doo huts. Now, for real, okay? Doo-doo and mud and straw and stuff and wood chips and bottles. People was born in that. So they don't think there's nothing wrong with that. They know how to thrive in that environment. But you got all these, I don't know another word to say, but these hippies coming out of nowhere off of TikTok and go out in the middle of the woods and buy them about 30, 40 acres, build them a doo-doo hut and a school bus out there in the middle of nowhere. No water, I'm just going to drink whatever God gives me, whatever rain okay. You're going to die tonight. You're going to die tonight. Because either you're going to flash flood out or you're going to be in a drought. Yes, they either got a doo-doo hut or a school bus, and people don't know. Hey, have you ever caught a school bus from school and the air conditioning don't work? Okay, myself, when I was a kid, sorry about that. When I was a kid, school buses didn't even have no air conditioning. So we rode home. Oh, don't go to a summer function. You gonna boil in oil, son. Roll the windows down, but pull them little windows down all you want to. You're gonna boil in them leathery seats, and everything you touch was metal. I don't know how it is now, but everything back then was made out of steel. So you lean up against that little wall by the window. Everything was hot. And I get all these people buying school buses. And they say, I'm going to refurbish it and flip it up and flip it around and smack it up and flip it and rub it down, and I'm going to have me a little house. Go ahead with your bad ass. Go ahead. Go get on that little short school bus and think you're gonna build some whimsical little land layer in there, and you ain't gonna boil, cause you want to live by off of nature. And then when they figure out, hey, it's hot in here, and I can't breathe. I forgot I got asthma. I got asthma, and I got damn ringworms all over my body because because I've done been living in a doo-doo hut for 2 years. Okay, so think about that. When it do rain, what happens to a dry doo-doo hut? When it rains, what happens? Especially when you don't know what you're doing and you just got some tips off of a 30-second video off of TikTok how to build a doo-doo hut. What you think happens when it start raining good? Okay, that doo-doo reconstitutes. It's like frozen orange juice, right? It's like frozen orange juice. You reactivate that doo-doo and it start dripping and leaking. Can you imagine your ceiling leaking, but your hut is made out of turds? This one young lady, you ain't cleaning that up. You don't grab a mop. You can't grab a mop for that. You can't grab a broom. You just got to get out. You got to get out of that hut because it's going to reactivate the bacteria in it. It's going to reactivate the smell, everything. Just get out. Just bug out, right? So the young lady I watched said she was just tired. She was just tired of figuring out where her food is coming from, where her water is coming from. She built her. This is like the Three Little Pigs now that I think about it. Now that I think about it. She built her house out of sticks. The other dude built his house out of booty mud. And the smartest one lived in a school bus, but that was boiling her brains out. If you think about it, they was kind of like the Three Little Pigs. Now that I'm just sitting here just really thinking about it. She built her house out of sticks and tarps. She said, I just built my home off of sticks that I harvested off of my land. And I just been having tarps, but I'm constantly fixing things. That's what she said. I'm constantly fixing it. I'm constantly fixing it. Trying to make it better, trying to make it stand up, yeah. Because young lady, what you're doing is stupid. Because you don't know what you're doing. TikTok ain't gonna tell you that. They make them TikTok videos for money, honey. Okay? So, when you really out here for long periods of time, you start to realize, like Unbiased asked me, is there things I could change? Absolutely. I wouldn't have put my house so far back, close up against the, right, Unbiased, money for honey. I wouldn't have put my my cabin, so close to the tree line. It's just not, it's cute. Do y'all remember when we cleared all the trees and put my daughter, this shit, in the middle of the woods? Do y'all remember that? That took a lot of work, a lot of effort. But here's the problem with that. My daughter and my son-in-law couldn't hardly get any solar. It's cute. It's cute. But you can't get no solar because ain't no sun coming through this tree canopy. Right? There you go. Say I'd rather be in a treehouse than a doo-doo hut. That treehouse bullshit is that's ridiculous too. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it funky with you. That treehouse, that fits in the category of doo-doo hut to me. A treehouse, a treehouse. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, that is utterly ridiculous. I see that stuff too on HGTV. And here's the part. Here's the part where a treehouse falls in the line in the same category of doo-doo hut. Have you ever been in a storm? Have you ever been in a storm and it start hailing and lightning all week? The lightning will start and it will not stop for at least 4 to 5 hours. Lightning, lightning, lightning. Not just boom, wait 15, 20 minutes to a half an hour, then another boom. No, this was like a freaking Studio 54 in the 70s. The disco lights. I thought I was going to have a damn seizure. That lightning was hitting trees. I smell something burning off in the distance. I hope ain't nobody's stuff burning. I hope my woods ain't burn up while I'm playing. Look, you people talking about living in trees. This ain't that, man. Okay. Everybody got a dream. Everybody, I'm not gonna pee on nobody dream. I know you was kidding. Ski Mask, I know you was kidding, but it's a lot of people that ain't kidding about that. That's why I went in on that. I'm not talking about you personally. I'm talking about the people's ideas, where they get this garbage, and then they go out here and they spend. Why would you go and spend $250,000 on a tiny home on land that you don't own? That kind of thing. People these days, I don't know what's going on. I didn't want to get into no rant or no rave, and I didn't really want to make this video long. That's why I'm kind of toning it down a little bit. I really did just want to check in on everybody because Crafty Leo, said I was this close to building one. Oh my God, Crafty Leo, please tell me. Crafty Leo, please tell me you wasn't gonna build no doo-doo hut. Please tell me. That take a lot of electrolytes. you gotta replenish that. You know? I'm just because I don't know. You know? Or was you talking about a treehouse? Either or. Either or. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you know, the dude that built the doo-doo hut had a girlfriend, so it was both they doo-doo. Because I was thinking, how did he? It wasn't just mud, because they live kind of like in like a desert climate. Dude, that's a lot of poop. So I can even imagine he like, hey, what you gonna do with that? Don't throw that out. Come on. Smear some of that around that window. We got a leak going on. You know how long it take to build a home out of poop? Like, can you imagine the home half built? You got kind of like a doo-doo structure. You just don't have the whole home, the dome. You just kind of you surrounded by walls of doo-doo. My hat was off to him, but in a way, I'm like, that's what you get. Oh, and they had bottles stuck in it, so they get natural light. They had like Coca-Cola bottles and Pepsi bottles and green bottles stuck in the doo-doo and the mud, so it brings in natural light. And tires. Okay. Now let's make it make sense now. With all the food that you had to eat and all the money you had to pay for them bottles and them tires and twine and straw tying all that stuff together, you could have just went on and bought you a tent. Let's keep it real. You just could have went on and got you a nice tent. Because food costs money. Doo-doo don't come out of outer space. Dude, you gotta eat to produce. So no, you can't eat Taco Bell. This got to be solid, baby. This got to be solid. You got to have some logs, literal logs, to build a house. You can't be letting out no milkshakes, because that's a waste. Like, oh man, I got the Lucy's. We ain't gonna be able to use it. Can't use it. You can't build no house with no loose bowels. And then you gotta wait till the smell calm down and solidify. You mixing it with straw and mud and goat pellets and old tomato vines now that the season is over, stuff like that. Like, let me tell you something, y'all. I'm gonna say this. I'm glad to be my age. I'm going to say I am the perfect age. I am going to say I was born in the perfect, exact, perfect time where I grew up and I didn't have to think about technology. There was a universal set of rules for me and my friend and my families. I didn't have to worry about how you feeling today, because we should all be feeling a certain way. I don't got to worry about how you identify yourself, because we all identify ourselves pretty much universally. I was born, what is that? What am I? Generation X? Something like that? Is that what I am, I think? In the 50s? I was born when stuff was, I guess you could say, peaceful. At a time of, I'm not going to say the world was perfect, because it wasn't. But even if people was lying, so what? You kept your damn nonsensical thoughts to yourself. See, we can say that. People be like, it ain't no different then than it is now. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. People say, remember how the music used to be nasty back then too? Yes, it did used to be nasty. But you know what? That nasty music was on a record, and your mama and your daddy went down in the basement, closed the door. Y'all was up in the bedroom. You couldn't hear, or you had to spend the night over to your friends or your cousin's house because your mama and your daddy and your aunt and them want to listen to this nasty Richard Pryor record. So yes, it was nasty stuff back then. Yes, it was explicit words, explicit songs, explicit movies. But there was there was a balance. There was unspoken rules. Don't sleep with my wife. Don't sleep with my daughter. Don't sleep with you know what I'm saying? If, for instance, I got 2 sisters. If you my best friend, they off the market from you. They're off the market, even if y'all really like each other. I don't like you that much, dude, for you to end up being my brother-in-law. They off limits. It was an unspoken rule, man. That's my sister. Now, you got people humping people's sisters, they mamas and stuff, and your best friend end up being your stepdaddy. You know what I'm saying? You got like a stepdaddy best friend. Your best friend is your stepdaddy. And your little brother is kind of like, now your baby brother is kind of like your new best friend because your old best friend married your mama. Man, yo, I was born in a perfect time where it didn't take much to make things make sense. So I think I enjoyed that I had a time to see the world before technology hit. I enjoyed the world watching technology move forward, and then I was alive to say we have gone too far. I am the male version of Sarah Connor right now from the Terminator. I think we have went entirely too far on absolutely everything. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because we've gone so far to worry about each and every person's individual feelings on individual days to the point of we end up, I said I wasn't going to talk politics. We so nonsensical that a lunatic is running the country. There, I said it. And now people in Texas is dying. There is only one reason them people died. They were not alerted. I started this video out talking about a storm because me and my wife didn't get any alerts. It wasn't on the weather channel, nothing, no alarms, and the storms that hit us was ridiculous. Like I don't want to release the video that I recorded because I say some real slick stuff on it. But I recorded the storm and I recorded my land started to flood where we was about to bug out. And hoping that we can get out because I live on, on dirt roads and everything. So when you live on dirt roads, those roads wash out. All of them people, most of them people at least, would be alive if all we had was an alarm. Why would you take money away from the alarm system to say, hey, get out of the way? Do you understand how much money you saved by shutting off alarms? You didn't save enough money to make no difference to nobody, nowhere. That was just cruel. It was just cruelty. It was just cruelty. It wasn't greed because they didn't save no money off of it. That's money that you waste wiping your butt with tissue paper. It's just not. That wasn't it, man. That wasn't it. And now all these people and they still ain't found them. And it's a nightmare in Texas. It's a nightmare. Again, I'm trying my hardest not to go into no rant because I said I wasn't doing that. I'm going to say, okay, I got one more for you. Why are you spending so much money? I said I wasn't going to talk about politics. I'm not going to talk about politics. It's hard for me not to because everything is wrapped up around politics right now. So I'm not going to talk about politics, but I'm going to say this. As I'm going to make an observation. Sure is a lot of soldiers in LA that we really need in Texas right now. Sure is a lot of National Guard in LA beating up people with paper signs and jumping out of doggone tanks on homeless people and kids camps. Kids is having summer camp. Y'all jumped out like Megatron. Think of the millions of dollars a day it take to run those operations. And all of those soldiers on foot. That help would really, really, really be vital in Texas right now. And there's a lot of people taking a beating across the country. But Texas is the reason I keep saying Texas is because it's one of the biggest stories right now. It's some in Oklahoma, Idaho. Them tornadoes is whipping through there, tearing the club up. But Texas is the biggest story. Don't you think our National Guard and the rest of our troops that they got in LA would be better utilized trying to recover and save people in Texas? Don't you think? I said I didn't want to talk about politics, so I'm doing an observation. Okay, living out here, let me let me figure out a lot of stuff. What's real and what's fake, and unfortunately, it's a lot of fake stuff out there. And even more unfortunate, it's a lot of people that don't mind believing it. As long as it's in a video and somebody that you like is talking about it, you believe it. You don't do your own research. You don't back off. You don't go try to find out for yourself. Whatever the person that you like say, you believe it. And I had another thought too about Texas flooding and any flooding anywhere else, because I'm dealing with that right now, and that brought that to my mind. I just put my alcohol up because I'm walking all around, and red ants, since we got flooded, red ants is just everywhere. They ain't got nowhere to go. So red ants is trying to get to the highest ground that they can, and the highest ground is your legs. The highest ground is your arms. They're standing. If you look down at your yard during a flood, red ants is at the very top of each blade of grass or tall grass, whatever you got. And if they can make it up a tree, they on the branches. When you walk by, they cling to you and tear you up. So, needless to say, I've been getting busted for the last few days, because every time it kind of stopped raining, I got to run outside and try to do something, get the generator going or whatever. My thought is, I can go back in the house. Those people that's flooded out aren't just dealing with historical flooding. They're not dealing with high rushing waters. They're also dealing with cars is in that water, alligators is in that water, snakes is in that water, red ants. We thinking about just, hey, why can't you just swim? When water is moving in that kind of, that's biblical. What they experience. That's biblical. Ain't no swimming gonna save you from that. Ain't no bug out bag gonna save you from that. Ain't no stocked up canned goods gonna save you from that. You got your canned goods saved and stocked in your house. Your house is 40 miles down the road now. You can't jump in your bug out vehicle and get in your bug out trailer and leave, because your bug out vehicle and your bug out trailer is 50 miles down the road, washed away with everything else, your whole neighborhood, everything. This is the time, if you don't believe in a higher power, you need to rethink your thoughts. Because all the preparation in the world, I told people this years ago. People years ago used to ask me, how do I prepare? And I said, I didn't stock up food like that anymore, because mine was washed away in a flood. And it made me think. And then I started stocking food back up. And because I kept telling people, get your skills. Just make sure your skills is tight. Get your skills in your health. Skills in health. Skills in health. They said, you don't can food? Nope. Skills in health. The reason I said that is because We were in a massive flood about 10 years ago, and it washed all of my stuff away, never to be seen again. And that really got me thinking. If you ain't practicing your skills and your health, it's a lot of ladies in here right now. Uh, Crafty Leo, Unbiased LLC. I'm saying y'all two right off the bat because your skill set is world renowned. Nobody can take a skill from you. They can take goods and things from you, but they can't take your skill set is up here. And I think that's what we all need to be working on. I've been talking about packing, putting your food away and stuff like that. Even I slowed down. Because it don't take nothing but a tornado, some high winds, and some water to wash all of that stuff and all your money and all your hard work away. You got to kind of be ready to figure out if you make it through this storm, how can you survive from that point forward? Can you scrounge around and find things to help you get to tomorrow? If you don't have those scavenger type skill set in your head, you don't know how to hunt, you don't know how to find, you don't know how to scavenge and build something and make something real, you may be in some trouble. Because I'm not knocking stocking again, but after all what I've seen over these years, stocking up food and everything, that's just not my very first go-to anymore. It wasn't in the beginning, and now I'm going back that stocking up food is not going to save you. If you are unhealthy and you can't run, you're going to be in some trouble. Can you imagine all the people that couldn't run away from that water? Because they too heavy, too big, or medical conditions. I hate to say it, y'all. I hate to say it. These people are out for blood. That's all I'm saying. Again, I'm not going to talk about politics, but you can't help but think that these people are out for blood. How can you take all of these things that human beings in this country need? Remember I told you, you just can't be 32 years old and go out and start making no doo-doo hut and living in it for the rest of your life. Remember I said that? Well, what on God's green earth make you can just take America that's been basically raised a certain kind of way, and all of a sudden you want to turn people into old backwoods farmers again? That people it ain't gonna happen. You can't just snap your fingers and turn America back into 1922. You can't do it. When you do that and you get rid of all of those things that's helping us and helping our elder, those things were set in place. They were set in place for reasons. Because man, you got us working 14, 16 days a week. Who gonna take care of the baby and who gonna take care of grandma? That's why we need those nursing homes, and that's why we need those daycares. You made it so we only make minimum wage. So we don't have enough money to pay for daycare and a nursing home. So we need Medicaid and Medicare subsidies to help balance that out. If you take that away, you really shooting yourself in the foot. If you done already rigged the system to hold a man down or keep your thumb on his head, and only give him just enough to stay alive. Give him those, everybody, I said I'm not going to talk about politics. I'm going to keep saying they. They took these subsidies away from people that you needed. They act like the subsidies that they took away, they were giving you gold bullion. They were giving you gold stacks. They was giving you Bentleys and Maseratis and Mercedes and BMWs. Man, I know somebody personally, God is my witness. I know somebody personally is on government assistance. She get $22 in food stamps. Did you hear me? $22 in food stamps. I need to repeat it. This person I know personally receives $22 a month in food stamps. So you're sitting here taking little dumb stuff away from the people like that. $22 ain't nothing to nobody. But when you desperate and you down and out, you make $22 last for 30 days. The math don't even sound right. But you can make $22 last for 30 days if you hood with it. I know them personally. Matter of fact, just got off the phone with their husband yesterday. $22. So the way that they keep making it sound that people are getting $4,000 and $5,000 a month in food stamps and then selling off $3,000 worth of the food stamps for some crack. They making it sound like they're giving away hundreds of thousands of dollars to each person in subsidies, and it ain't like that. It ain't like that at all. I don't know where people live at where they think that this is true. You took all of that away. It didn't save you no money. It didn't save this country no money. Now, all these people die every day. Every day, and every death that has happened because of these new rules and laws, is that death is on these people's head. That's all I'm saying. I mean it. If you ask me, these are war crimes. These are war crimes against our nation. They was war crimes when the other dude did it. They was war crimes when every other person over in the sand did that. Why aren't they war crimes just because we here in America? You are killing Americans for no reason, only for your own personal gain. Not going to talk about politics. I do want to say, I do want to say this. This community on all of these social media platforms, it don't matter what it is, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Start meeting some of these people, please. And it's several reasons I'm saying you should really meet in person. One of the reasons I'm telling you to meet in person is because you need to find your folks. You need to find who with you and who ain't. You need to figure that out. Because you think you with somebody and then they flip the script on you and all of a sudden you like, oh, I don't know what happened, but so you don't want to end up having to do that in the times of an emergency when everybody on the run. You know? Find your folks now. So when we do get into the Walking Dead type of days, you ain't got to figure out whether you can trust this person or not. Or are they 100% mentally capable of understanding the mission? You know. Find your folks. There's another reason I want you to start meeting people in person. It don't got to be at no meetups or nothing necessarily. It also has, just go, hey, I'm in town. I heard you live in South Carolina. It's cool if I come through. Yeah, I'm going to tell you why. Because a lot of these people right here on this thing right here, them ain't people. They ain't people. They are not people. Y'all gonna get tired of playing with that AI shit. Y'all think it's cute. You putting bunny rabbit ears on your head and you changing your face. You know, I saw something over on, I don't know which platform, Facebook, where everybody is scaring their babies and stuff, making their face change when they do them like this. Better stop that. If you ask me, how many people, before I get into that, how many people seen that? Where they got some kind of app, I think it's on TikTok or something, where you could do like this, and then the baby start looking, and then the face be like this or something. How many people see that? Or they look like a monster. Okay. I know I'm going far out and beyond. But I'm going to tell you why I told them, don't nobody in my family, I better not see you do that shit. Not no damn body. Nobody, I don't want to see you do it. This is why. I think it's demonic. I think it's demonic. It's not funny to me. It's not cute. It's not funny to get their reactions, and I'm going to tell you why. I had 3 children. I have 3 children. And I've raised all my nieces and nephews. And you know when a baby or a dog see, babies and dogs, I know, I'm going there, y'all. Babies and dogs can see something that we as adults can't. They sense things, they see things that we can't see. You know when a baby is scared of something that you can't see, their whole mannerisms ain't like you just jumped out there, rah! It's different. When that baby see that face twisted like that, she or he actually, I think, see a demon. You're showing them a demon. You're showing them a demon. I'm not gonna go no deeper into that because I don't want people to be like, oh, Led done got all spiritual. I ain't gonna do that. What I mean is, you playing just for a quick joke with your baby's face, and you don't know what that's doing to a baby psychologically, and you don't know what that baby actually sees when you show them that screen and they faces like that. I don't think they just see a little blurred screen like you see. I think they see the actual thing that's meant to show them, and everybody think that's funny. I know, Led, you going too far now. It's just a joke. It's just a game. It's just an app. Is it? Is it though? It's just an app. We've been saying that all this time. It's just an app. It's just an app. It's just a game. It's just a video game. And look where we are now. Y'all keep getting on Chat GPT and all them other ones, and you getting your resume done with AI. I said this years ago. I said, look, every time they ask me a bunch of dumbass questions on here, that's a robot. That's AI. Nobody wouldn't, they don't even ask the question right. They don't ask it normal. It's always sounds like a computer asking me a question. It doesn't sound like a human being. And here we are today. I'm gonna let the cat out the bag. I don't know if you've been approached on your channel if you're a content creator. I have been approaching, and I'm approached rather frequently on, they will pay me large sums of money if I teach AI. They're offering me really nice sums of money, and trust me, I understand why some people do it. It's not chump change. It's okay. I can ball out 30 days with that to help train AI. And this is how. Not that I'm sitting there talking to the AI, nothing. They just want permission to use all of my videos or permission to use all of my devices or whatever. And everything I've ever said here on any of these platforms will be funneled down into this computer. Absolutely not. I don't do AI. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. Everybody is all geeked up about it. I think these cell phones, it already went too far. The cell phones and stuff has already went too far. I'm not going. Y'all see them robots running up and down the streets in LA? They training them. I told folks that when I got these drones. I said these drones they learn. They learn. And I think all this stuff they putting on these videos, it's just making everything worse, man. I don't want to keep veering off because I got a lot on my mind. I just really wanted to do a true check-in with everybody, make sure everybody okay. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. Um, I'm so sorry for I'm all over the place, but today it's just a lot. It's a lot to absorb. And I don't even want to say how blessed I, yes I do. I am going to say it. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed to have this land. I'm so blessed, y'all. I don't got no words for it. I don't even want to go down to talking corny and just what a blessing. What a blessing. Before the storms hit the other day, I was taking the trash over. I got the trash over in a corner. I was taking the trash to the corner can, and that's where we call it Nana's Path. I said, I'm going to just go in the woods today. And I just walked through my own woods, and it changes so much you forget where you going. You forget you on your own land. And I'm walking through my land, looking at all this beautiful stuff, all these animals I ain't never seen, trying to figure out what the hell was that just flew on my arm. And then the realization set in that this is mine. Bought and paid for. Signed, stamped, delivered. Deed in hand. This is mine. So whatever happened in all of these major cities, I got somewhere to go. I got somewhere to lay my head. God, y'all don't know what that feel like. You just don't know what that feel like, man. And I know we talk about this land thing all the time. God, you just don't know. I ain't seen a human being since my wife left. I have not seen another human being in 4 days. I didn't say you. You ain't. Come here. She thinks she human. Come on. She got the barking like, what about me? All right, you could be a little bit of human. You could be a little bit. Did y'all catch that? I said, I ain't seen another human being in 4 days and she barked. Okay, you can be human. I seen you then, okay? If I feel like seeing another human being, I can drive to the closest town. You couldn't tell her she wasn't a people. Huh. You ain't a people? But yeah, man. I love people. I don't want people to think I'm a hermit. I love people. I love talking to people. I love being around people. But I don't like being around any people. I like being around good, solid people. And the reason why it seemed like I'm kind of falling into a hermit kind of lifestyle is because it's hard to find good, solid people these days that you even want to be around. Everybody is just, they just in it to show off, to prove something to each other. I don't get it. I don't get it. Everybody is trying to prove something to each other and ain't got shit. Now, let me back that up because that almost sound wrong. Let me back that up because that don't sound right. Everybody is trying to impress everybody with garbage, but don't want shit. Some people ain't got shit and it ain't their fault. Most people ain't got shit because they don't want shit. You know what most people want? Your approval. They don't need nothing from you but a pat on the back. You'll go out and buy a damn $80,000 car just so everybody can say, oh man, that's nice. How much that run you? How fast do it go? Ooh, that paint is clean. So what? And then it's sit in your driveway under the same hailstorms that I just saw, getting dented up, $80,000 worth of dent. It's going to cost you another $80,000 to push all them dents out of the hood and the top of your car. But you ain't got no land. I see people with Maseratis, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and you live in an apartment. Maserati, BMW, and you live in your mama basement. Stuff like, what? Man, let me tell you something, and I'm going to keep saying this till I'm blue in the face or I'm going off this earth. Get you somewhere to sit down and shut up. Get somewhere where you can just sit down and shut up. You know what I noticed yesterday? I didn't talk. I probably said probably 100 words yesterday out loud. I don't think it was that much because I was talking to the dog. Do you know what it feels like to shut up? Your mind gets clear. You come up with ideas. You come up with thoughts. You start being productive. Like, I rearranged my whole bathroom situation just because, to make it more user-friendly. I'm sitting in here, it's raining, I can't go outside, and I'm sitting right here like, I ain't doing no video. What else can I do? Okay. This bathroom need to get looked at. I smell some urine. Okay? Every time I go in my bathroom, I smell a little piss. I must have hit the spot or something. Smell a little pissy in here. I forgot one of my urinals had a leak in it last week. And when I figured it out, I just wiped it with a napkin on the floor. That ain't gonna cut it. So I washed out the whole bathroom, rearranged it, made it more comfortable, made it more user-friendly for me and my wife. So if I was talking on the run like now I'm on this video, I ain't about to be in no bathroom wiping up no pissy floors, No. Make yourself productive. When you sit down and shut the hell up sometime, you'll be surprised how much you get accomplished. I'll knock them weeds out. I was on my tractor for like 2 hours the other day. A little more than 2 hours. Just running my tractor. I didn't utter a word for over 2 hours. I came back in here, told Lady Led, man, you got to come see this. I knocked all that out. Whoop-de-doo. Get you a piece of land, get you somewhere where you can go and sit down and shut up and contemplate on what's really going on. This, everything we see out here is fake. Fake is fake people, is fake ideologies. Everything is fake. And I want you to do this. This is for you today. If you have to go out for any reason, I want you to play a little game for me. Play a little game with yourself, okay? Not that little game, okay? People might be looking. I want you to play a little game with yourself. Look around you and look at all of the fake things that people got on them, and then ask yourself why. Even yourself. If you have on fake and false things, just ask yourself, why am I wearing this? Or why do I have this on? Why do I put this on every day? When you walk out here and you see this dude with this expensive ass car, rims, music blaring, why is he doing that? Why? The more you see, the more you start asking why, you're going to realize absolutely everybody you come in contact with is a look at what they doing and why is they doing it. Your eyelashes is this long. Why? That's fake. That's not yours. Your fingernails is this long. Why? And why? How do you wipe your cooch? That's neither here nor there. But why though? Ooh. I'm sorry, but you can't prove to me that you can hit that thing like you supposed to with them nails be that long. You ain't about to convince me of that. You got I know your ladies got to clean that thing up properly. You can't half-ass wipe that thing clean like a sack of nuts. You gotta get him. Look, I'm married for over 30 years. I done seen it. Okay? And I know you can't dab. You can't dab that thing. You gotta kind of swab him, you know? He go to tuning up. But you can't convince me that people is okay. You getting good. I don't want to hear it. Tell it to somebody else. Like I know how to get. Tell it to somebody else. I'm not listening. I done seen people wipe they cheeks, and I done seen people wipe it. Nah. You need to be on top of that. Okay. But you gotta ask yourself, why? Why is you doing that? So people can say, ooh, who did your nails? Where you get that from? Where? For attention. The more you realize how many people are actually walking around here fake as hell, you start to realize this is kind of like some Walking Dead scenario. You around a bunch of zombies and you don't even realize it. Zombies don't have to be trying to bite your brains out, walking around and half their faces falling off. That ain't the kind of zombies. See, that's the TV zombie. The real zombies is they're under a mind control. And they'll do whatever they're told. And they'll devour you just to get what they want. A real zombie on TV, bite your brains out, right? Okay, these real zombies out here in the world, they devour your energy and get that same satisfaction. It's no difference. They're zombies, and they're just following the horde of zombies. Just like on The Walking Dead, they walk in packs, don't they? And they look for any noise. On The Walking Dead, If a zombie hear a noise, they turn like, "Arr," right? If they hear a noise over here, "Arr." How many people know somebody that go to places that's packed full of people just to stunt? They want to go where the noise is. They want to go where the lights is so they can show off. You hear that, Puck? That's no different. They going to wherever the sound is. They're attracted to the lights and the sound so they can absorb your energy. Somebody got their flyers suit on, flyers clothes, whatever. They go to the loudest, most obnoxious place they can find to show as many people as they possibly can their new clothes or their new car. You buy a new car, you put rims on it, you park all the way out in the forest lane you can under a tree just so people can drive by and say, who the hell park way out here? Or you park up there with the flashers on by the front door and go in there and get you a Snicker bar and a Pepsi just so people can come out. Damn, who park right here all crazy? Attention. Once you start to realize how many fake people out here and how many fake agendas out here, you start to also realize how much trouble you are in. Because you start to look around like, I feel like I'm alone. Because it feels like I'm the only one that don't give a damn what nobody say. Or how nobody think. Let me stop. I'm going to stop because I'll veer off all day and we'll keep on dipping back and forth. Before I go, I want to say shout out to everybody in Texas. Listen, our prayers, our thoughts is out for everybody in Texas and beyond. Anybody going through, anybody that's either sick or losing lives due to these people's new rules and regulations that's taking the subsidies away from the American people. My thoughts and my prayers go out to you. Because this don't got to be happening. None of this got to be happening at all. This can actually stop right now, but they won't make it stop. They keep it rolling. How you going to take people's health insurance away, man? Rich people don't need health insurance because they rich. I need you to think about that. Rich people don't need health insurance because they rich. You're only targeting poor people. Poor people and people that don't think they poor. If your ass got health insurance, you're poor. People be thinking they get an extra 50 cents on their paycheck. Now you in a whole nother class. You're not, you're poor. If you have Medicaid, Medicare, and your insurance come from your job or whatever, you're poor too. If you got to go to work every day, you're poor. You're poor. Just because your car is worth more money than my car, you're poor because you have to drive your car to work just like I do. There's not a limousine driver driving you to the airport so you can go show off your new sandals in Dubai. You're poor. And that's the part they played a good game on people's head with. You think you're better than me because you make an extra $1,000 on your paycheck a year. You're poor. You're good and poor. You don't want to hear it, but I'm going to let you know you're poor. You just can't, you're not invited to no Hollywood parties. You're not invited to all the shindigs by the millionaires and billionaires. That's because you're poor. That's the only thing stopping you. Not because they don't know you, because each rich people don't know each other. They don't care long as they know each other's money. They know each other's bank account. They know each other's worth. They don't know each other. You hear me? They don't know each other. They know each other's worth. So anybody is invited to all of their shindigs and parties. You ain't no list. You just got to have enough money. That's why you're not going, because you're poor. I had to make sure people understood that, because for some reason people think that they're better than me and you because they make another $1,000, $2,000 on their check every year. Don't matter where you work. Don't matter whether you're a lawyer or a doctor or you're a painter or a plumber. You go to work every day. That means you're poor. You have to work or you will fail. Means you're poor. I don't know why people think that a different way. I don't have to work as hard as you though, but you have to work. Key word is work. If you don't work, I don't care if you make $300,000 a year. If you don't go to work every day, you make zero. Poor. That's how that works. It don't take nothing but for you to get fired to be on my level. It's that quick. Poor. People associate the word poor with living on the curb, like, excuse me, I get about 50 cents. Nah, mess you too. No, that's not poor, that's homeless. People kill me, man. Again, let me stop. Ladybug say if you pay taxes, you're poor. If you pay taxes on, you're poor. Thank you for that, Ladybug. I know it's a lot of people right now watching me that you grew up in some rough stuff. Maybe not the worst, but you grew up having to know some stuff. Your mama, your grandmama, your daddy had to teach you some stuff because y'all had to survive. I want you to think about something. Think about all the people that you can think of that's on government assistance in some way, form, or fashion. Instantly with nothing. You need that extra money coming in to help pay your rent, to help pay your lights, help pay your water. All of a sudden, nothing. It's a lot of people finding out right now that ain't no check coming this month. You look in that mailbox every day and your landlord calling you every day. Ain't no check coming. What is all of these people gonna do? You gonna turn a lot of good people bad. That's what you're gonna do. They have turned a lot of good men and women into vigilantes. Stuff is about to get ugly. Because here's the part about rich people don't really realize. Rich people ain't never had to deal with this. They don't know the resilience of broke folk. So that's the part they never count into their equation. See, you count as I can control broke folk if I take their money and their jobs. But the part that you don't calculate into your equation is you gonna pick the right one, and you gonna take certain things away from the wrong person, and you gonna turn a good man bad. Broke folks turn into crazy folks when you keep playing with their money and their emotions. Now, if somebody mama happened to pass away because you done snatched their Medicaid, Medicare, you don't know what that man liable to do. You don't know what he liable to do if you done killed his mama, because that's what this is. If you ask me, is murder. If you ask me, you might as well walked up to this old lady and took her oxygen tank and jumped back in your car like a jack move. If you cut off Medicaid, Medicare for people that just living their life and put all their time and effort into this world and into this economy and into this country, and then all of a sudden one little asshole come up and snatch it away from everybody, you might as well just did a drive-by, rolled up and snatched her oxygen tank. Murder is murder. Either you do it with a gun, a knife, or you deprive people. Is no difference. Depriving. Let me ask you a question. See, I want to go, but doggone it. Let me ask you a question. What if you starve a person to death? Say you have a person with a mental disability that you've taken care of, right? Say you starve that person till they pass away. What will happen to you, and what is the crime? Say you're looking over this child and you don't give this child their medication or no food. What will happen to that child? And then tell me, what is the crime that you're going to get accused of? See, nobody is putting a firearm and pointing it at this child. Nobody is pointing a firearm at this person with mental disabilities or physical disabilities, but it has the same impact. If anything, starving somebody to death or depriving them of medication is torture, because at least with a firearm, it's quick. But if you know how long it takes to starve to death, you know how long it takes to die when you on dialysis or when you on oxygen and you ain't getting enough oxygen, you are literally choking to death for days. So it's a slow, painful, agonizing, scary death that's definitely coming. These are war crimes for these people cutting off these subsidies to the American people. That's all I'm saying. I didn't talk politics. I'm just saying observation. If you don't feed your child, you going to jail. They're going to take your child, if the child is still alive, they're going to take your child away from you and you going to jail, right? So their job is to take care of the American people. And if you take all the food and the subsidies away from the American people, where they're going to starve to death and they're not going to get the proper medication and the proper health care that they need to thrive, it's no different than starving a person to death in broad daylight. It's absolutely no different. That's cruel and unusual. So I say to you, they're gonna mess around and pick the wrong one. That's it. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't realize it's some warriors being born right now. You don't even realize you are forging warriors in this resistance. They don't know it. They think they winning, but you don't know. Look what it took to make Batman. That's what you're doing. You put a good man in a bad enough situation, you will turn him into a vigilante. And that's what you're doing to people. So while they think they're winning, you don't even realize you're going to take something so precious away from somebody with this nonsensical bullshit you're doing. You're going to raise a phoenix. And they're going to burn this sucker down. That's all I'm saying. Everybody, let me get out of here. I'm sorry for staying on so long. Sorry that I was all over the place. If you're doing okay, if you're in Texas, or if you're anywhere around there, if your family members are anywhere around there and everything is good, can you please put it in the comment section after the video? Just do a check-in. Let me know everybody is okay. Let me know if you still looking for land. Let me know what's on your mind during this time. That's it. This is no real video. That's why I didn't title it anything. I just wanted to, you know, just chop it up. And for God's sake, stop making them doo-doo huts. Stop that. I don't know who came up with that. I don't know what National Geographic show they watching, seen that. Stop doing that. Ain't it right, pup? All right, y'all. I gotta can these pears. I'm not in the mood, but I gotta do it. So I'll try to record some of it. All right. Everybody, y'all wonderful. Have a wonderful Friday. I even might come on a little later on. All right. So I got a long drive ahead of me. All right. What time is it? Damn. All right. Let me get out of here. Love y'all. Peace. Keep your head down. Stay safe. All right. Peace.